Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, February the 24th, 2024. I am Jarrell Bryan. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, education, energy among 6 key agreements inked between Guyana and IDB Group. Strategy, investments needed to close digitization gaps between Caribbean developed world, President Ali. Guyana will be able to export gas to Brazil, CARICOM and Dominican Republic, President Ali. M&CC spearheads post-MASH parade cleanup, and taxi driver fatally shot in face during argument near BOURDA market. Now for the news in detail. The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB Group, has signed 6 new agreements with Guyana for both public and private sector partnerships, further cementing ties between the two parties for the country's continued growth. In our lead story tonight, you will hear that 2 of these agreements were for cooperation with the Guyana government in education and energy sectors. Rupert Sinarine reports.
The signings took place during the IDB Group's 12th annual consultation with Caribbean governors held in Guyana on Saturday. The agreements include 2 operations with the government to improve the country's education sector by enhancing education quality and infrastructure. The third caters for an amendment to strengthen the energy matrix diversification for $26.9 million. It will benefit more than 200,000 persons, which averages about 90% of the GPL customer base. Additionally, IDB Invest, the largest private sector arm of the IDB Group, signed 3 operations with companies in Guyana for financing in the logistics sector, tertiary education, and sustainable tourism. Private stakeholders in this arrangement include Texila American University, Republic Bank, Munishores Limited, the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry, and the Caribbean Green Building.
One Caribbean builds of years, decades of partnership with the Caribbean countries. It also builds on the IDB's long-standing commitment to the region. And as I mentioned, it's not only the public sector. The IDB Invest has a target of 10% of its overall commitment to small islands in the countries by 2025, and at least 1 deal per year in each of the smallest jurisdictions. I'm happy to say that all of these targets were achieved in 2023. We look forward to partnering closely with you to continue building the One Caribbean program together.
Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, underscored the bank's reliability as a development partner over the years, from the time Guyana joined the bank in 1977 to now.
From the time we joined the bank in 1977 to date, the bank has approved over $2 billion worth of support for public sector operations. As we in Guyana navigate under President Ali's leadership the current era of rapid economic growth and transformation, the foundation for which has been laid over many years, which long predated the discovery of oil and gas, we remain today firmly focused on delivering improvement to the lives of all of our citizens in the shortest possible time, ensuring that we build resilience for the medium and long term, including by diversifying our economic base and improving our competitiveness across all sectors.
The finance minister added that the IDB has been an important source of financing for Guyana's rapidly growing and diversifying private sector, where through IDB Invest, $177 million was disbursed for private sector operations since 2020.
This brought to an end the drought of private sector approvals that preceded 2020 and is a tangible response by the bank to our government's long-standing call for ramped-up support by the bank and indeed other multilateral and regional development banks through their private sector windows to the Guyanese private sector.
Meanwhile, the minister also encouraged the bank to pursue innovative approaches towards mobilizing capital for both public and private sector operations in order to build greater resilience in the Caribbean. Rupa Sinarine, The Evening News.
Highlighting the glaring challenges of the developing world being left behind as first world countries forge ahead with digitization, President Irfan Ali has called for investments and strategies to close this widening gap. Here is Rupert Sinarine again with the details.
President Irfan Ali highlighted during the 12th annual IDB consultation with Caribbean governors that digitization is the next big factor which will drive inequality and disparity in the world. He painted the picture that developing countries are yet to catch up with the developed world on industrialization.
Digital transformation, digitization, and AI is the next big global scenario that is going to drive inequality and drive disparity. The developing world has not even caught up with the developed world on industrialization as yet. And we are now faced with a tremendous investment that is required in digitization, in AI, and all of these things.
As such, the head of state called for the development of a digital and artificial intelligence strategy for the region. According to Ali, greater disparity lies if different parts of the world operate on different platforms.
We need to develop urgently a digital strategy, an AI strategy for this region. Because if we are to integrate, that digital platform must be integrated from conceptualization to implementation. We cannot all operate on a different platform. It will not help integration. And we have to take this very seriously.
In recent time, there has been significant progress in the field of artificial intelligence research and its practical applications. A few months ago, the head of state had highlighted the need to embark on digitization and exposing students to artificial intelligence, robotics, and other advancements. More importantly, using technology in areas such as problem solving was also identified as areas for investment. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
While the gas-to-energy project will play an important role in supplying gas to the domestic market, it will also be a major export revenue earner for Guyana through the supply of gas to neighboring Brazil, CARICOM states, and even the Dominican Republic. Find out more in this report. This was revealed by President Dr. Irfan Ali during the 12th annual consultation with Caribbean governors of the Inter-American Development Bank. The consultation, which was held at the Marriott Hotel, saw the president laying out Guyana's ambitions to be a regional supplier of energy. When it comes to the gas-to-energy project, President Ali noted that the first pipeline will provide enough gas to meet the needs of Guyana and then some.
In the first pipeline that we are bringing on stream, the opportunity for propane and butane, cooking gas, that first pipeline would allow us to meet the entire need of northern Brazil, Guyana, CARICOM, and half of DR. Imagine the type of business opportunities that will be created through transport and logistics, just in that one byproduct.
At present, the gas-to-energy project will see the construction of a 300 megawatt combined cycle power plant and a natural gas liquid NGL plant. Only a few days ago, when he addressed the recently concluded Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, President Ali had said that there is a possibility of a second NGL plant. The latest update on the project is that the pipeline and transmission will be completed by this year. This will see the power plant and NGL facility being operational by next year, when electricity rates could potentially be slashed by 50%. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News. A taxi driver was shot early this morning during an argument with two other men near BOURDA Market in Georgetown. Dead is 43-year-old Eon Holder of Lot 2498 North Rumville, Georgetown. The incident occurred at around 5:30 hours on Alexander Street, Georgetown. According to the police, the alleged murder was committed by two men, one of whom was armed with a handgun. It was reported that Holder was hired to take a businessman to BOURDA Market, and upon arriving at Alexander Street, the businessman exited the car and left the driver to find parking space. Shortly after, the businessman said he heard a loud explosion, and when he looked back, he saw the taxi driver lying on the ground about 15 feet away from his car. Two men, one of whom was armed with a handgun, were seen running away from the scene. Eyewitnesses told investigators that Holder had had an argument with the suspects after he parked his car in the center of the road, blocking vehicles from passing. This led to one of the suspects drawing a handgun and firing a shot at the taxi driver. Holder was pronounced dead at the scene by EMTs from the Georgetown Public Hospital. An apparent gunshot wound was seen to the now dead man's right side face. The body is at the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home awaiting a post-mortem examination. Police are looking for the suspects as investigations continue. Coming up on the other side of the break, M&CC Spearheads post-match parade cleanup. Please stay tuned.
Poultry farmers, save money and increase your production rate by cutting the time it takes to pluck your chickens with a plucking machine from Sylvies. We have them available in small, medium and large sizes. Replacement motors and plucking fingers are also readily available. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our locations at 31 High and Hatfield Street, Georgetown, or Lot 90 East Henrietta, Essequibo Coast.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh has called on Barbadians not to dwell too much on achievements of the past 54 years and forget to focus on bigger achievements. He made this remark on Thursday night during a flag-raising ceremony to usher in Guyana's 54th Republic Day anniversary, where he told residents of Region 6 to rededicate themselves to work towards even bigger achievements than those attained in the past. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael has that story.
The Finance Minister delivered a feature address at the 54th Republic Day flag-raising ceremony held on the lawns of State House in Region 6 Thursday evening. Dr. Singh pointed out that for Guyana to achieve what it currently has, it took hard work and sacrifice.
And that hard work and sacrifice makes it possible today for us to achieve finally the prosperity to which we have been aspiring since our very existence began.
Dr. Singh said that the potential and prosperity that Guyana has often been celebrated as having is finally poised to be realized. However, he noted that there are certain prerequisites that we must guard against if we are to realize that potential and achieve the prosperity at a national, community, and household level. First and foremost, he pointed out is the oneness of Guyana, including its three counties, Essequibo, Demerara, and Berbice.
On the occasion of Mashramani 2024, Republic Day 2024, I first of all salute the contributions made by Region 6 and the people of Region 6 to the making of this 54-year-old republic thus far. I exhort us, those of us who are from and of Region 6, to recommit to making even greater contributions to the making of the Republic of Guyana tomorrow and in years and decades to come. And I recommit all of us to the forging of even greater national unity as we commit to building and realizing a truly prosperous one Guyana for the benefit of every single Guyanese citizen in this moment of transformation.
For Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
The streets of Georgetown were bursting with colorful scenes of reveling as the annual Mashramani Float Parade was held on Friday. In a heartfelt appeal to Guyanese citizens in the diaspora, Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell has called on them to return home to participate in the unprecedented growth that Guyana is experiencing. Michael Henry joins us with more.
As the electrifying Mashramani Festival unfolded, Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell passionately called upon Guyanese citizens to reconnect with their roots and return home, where they can experience the ongoing development of the country and enjoy multicultural events like the Mashramani celebrations which took place on Friday.
We are progressing, we are transforming. Those who are watching, those who are far afield, come back home, enjoy your country, participate in this development, because we are moving at such a rapid pace, you will be left behind. And all our citizens here will see and feel the benefit of the development that is taking place.
As pride and the competitive spirit stepped in, the minister further expressed of the possible future winning of the housing and waters ban for the Mashramani season. This is what he had to say.
Housing and water always go for the winning prize. We go for aim for the top because we try to do everything to the best. And so behind us is what we do, represent everything that we do. Making home ownership, building communities, connecting communities, making people's lives better. That's what we're doing.
Meanwhile, as other government agencies popped out on the scene, Prime Minister Mark Phillips was elated that he got a chance to participate in the parade, declaring that MASH is back.
Today is a wonderful day. It was a successful day for Mashramani 2024. As you can see, the people came out in large numbers. So MASH is back. MASH is back. Let us enjoy the rest of it.
Chiming in on the fun and culture, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Sonia Parag highlighted the democracy being promoted in their band.
So the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is promoting democracy from the level of the communities all the way up to central government. And we want to be able to ensure that every policy and program that we put in place, which is reflected in our banner, that it is definitely reaching the realization of our vision and what we want for the people of Guyana.
This is Michelle Henry reporting for The Evening News.
Meanwhile, following Friday's Mashramani parade, the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, M&CC, has delivered on its promise to restore the city to a state of cleanliness, with the streets looking spick and span after a 7-hour cleanup exercise. Kamisi Slow has details.
Mashramani 2024 truly lived up to its name this year, as hundreds of citizens, tourists, cabinet members, and revelers graced the streets of Georgetown to enjoy the country's rich, colorful, and diverse cultural tapestry. As anticipated, after a public of this nature, large amounts of waste products littered the city streets after Friday's celebrations. However, as planned, the Georgetown Mayor and City Council commenced its post-MASH cleanup exercise shortly after festivities concluded. Some 60 sanitation workers from the municipality's Solid Waste Management and Engineers Department and staff from the Ministry of Public Works spearheaded the exercise, which started at 4 a.m. on Saturday and finished at around 11 a.m. During an interview with local media entities, City Council's Solid Waste Management Director Walton Orion disclosed that the teams were mobilized several days prior to the proceedings. He explained that over the years, the municipality has adopted an instant cleanup approach after the annual Mashramani costume and float parade.
So the three teams came together, where we were out here since 4 o'clock, right? That's this council team, and we cleared from Camp Street and Church, Camp and Church, coming all the way down to Irvin, and Irvin all the way to Lamaha. That's the engineer team would have done that. So the waste team would have done the Central Road from by the zoo all the way to the roundabout.
Prior to the Mashramani costume and float parade, the City Council strategically placed a total of 100 skip bins along Middle, Main, and Church Streets, Thomas Land, and National Park. Narayan said this strategy resulted in less garbage being thrown into streets when compared to previous years.
It wasn't as much as what we saw in previous years in terms of garbage, so I must commend the citizenry probably doing better with the littering, right? So we would provide bins too, so some of the bins were used. So I'm very happy about that.
The bins have been removed and will now be situated in highly populated communities across Georgetown. Kamisi Slow for the evening news.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, February 25, 2024 at 5 hours 15 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 10 on Sunday, February 25, 2024, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
Sinclair inspires GHE 221-run win over Academy. This and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by McCord.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid,